morning, gentlemen. I'm going to have a word with you about a thought which occurred to me in the morning. After I finished my morning prayers, I realized, or maybe I had an intuition, that the 2029 election could be the swan song of the BJP. And I will give out the reasons why the BJP is going to lose the 2029 elections, even if it fights under Modi. I think BJP is going to have a crisis as it is much before that. That is when Narendra Modi turned 75, but that is a different issue. And here let us discuss why I feel that the BJP is going to lose the 29 election. Firstly, the BJP, I think, is going to face an anti-incumbency factor. It's been in power for 15 years, and many people feel that the BJP could have done better. In certain things, I think the Hindus are slowly getting alienated from the BJP. That is the first thing. The BJP's core vote bank are the Hindus, and the BJP was playing on the strings of that without doing anything substantial for the Hindus. The minorities, I think, were basically untouched by the BJP, but the general feeling among the minorities, it's a psychological block in their mind that the BJP is an anti-Muslim party and hence they are going to lose, at least the Muslim votes. Now, what are the reasons that should say that BJP is going to lose the 29th election? The first is the incumbency factor, 15 years in power. And though Rahul Gandhi is not the best man to oppose the BJP, but the fact remains that the Congress may go around and win close to 150 to 180 seats. And the BJP could also win the similar number of seats, that is 150 to 160. So it will be a touch and go situation between them. Another major point which is going to go against the BJP is I think the central government employees are not happy with the BJP at all. There is no reason when the Indian economy is booming and you have almost $800 billion in your reserves that you do not pay to the central government employees 18 months DA, which was withheld on the plea that money is required for treatment of the COVID victims. It's all over, bar the shouting now, the COVID is nowhere, but the money has not been paid and no definite answer is given by the BJP why it is not being done. Secondly, the BJP has been following a policy of imposing Hindi. Now, this is something which is very touchy, and I thought the BJP should have realized that only 45% of the Indians have their mother tongue as Hindi, and Hindi should have been allowed to flourish on its own, and it would have. But trying to enforce it, say like in Tamil Nadu or in Maharashtra or something, has a backlash. And many people feel that Hindi language cannot be the sole language of the country. But we have leaders who can't speak English, unfortunately, at least fluently, and that is the reason, one of the reasons they don't want to talk in English at all, and they would propagate Hindi. So this is another factor which is going to work, because there are, including Maharashtra, there are 5 other South Indian states, and BJP could lose a lot of seats there. In fact, if you recollect right now, the BJP I don't think has very much representation from the South. Another thing is a general concept in the southern states that the BJP is anti-South. Though Modi is going around, doing a lot of cosmetic exercises like wearing the dress of the Tamils and all that, but that doesn't help, and he should realize that this is not the way to win over the South. You've got to do something substantial, make yourself into a national party like the Congress, which it is not. Then another thing is the BJP's lower rank leadership is totally senseless. The top leadership is a little better, but the lower ranks are totally senseless. They make senseless comments. Like, for example, there was a colonel of the minority community who was one of the spokeswomen of the army during the recent conflict with Pakistan. And one of the BJP uh, very important person, no point in naming here, said that she should go and join her Muslim brothers who are terrorists. Now, you make such comments. These the people don't forget. And there is no reason actually that you should go around making such comments. Best is to keep silent. After all, that old saying, silence is golden, is much better the way things are going. So the BJP is going to have a backlash on the language issue. They are going to have an anti-incumbency factor. And then the general feeling among the Hindus, why they're getting alienated, is that many Hindus who are supporters of the BJP are put in jail. Now, why should they do it? Why Modi should do it? And there was the case of the member of parliament earlier, of the member of parliament from Bhopal, and she had made a comment that Nathuram Godse was a Deshbhakt. So Modi went all fire and tongs against her. Of course, she'd been denied a ticket, and she was made to look like a moral leaper. Now, this is something that is not liked by many Hindus, because God save for all his faults. I mean, it's a big crime he committed in killing Gandhi, but he had a sense of philosophy, a sense, an approach to life, and he was a pro-Hindu man. So the best thing was to forget about this statement of the MP from Bhopal, that lady, and I think her name was, I'm forgetting, Pratigya. So that's another thing. Another thing which I've noticed is that the BJP's supporters, many of them, like Kajal Hindustani, were there arrested for making speeches which were inflammatory, which the BJP felt inflammatory, and the same thing doesn't happen to the minority community. If they make any speeches, nobody gets arrested, nothing happens. We got Owasi making all sorts of speeches throughout, but I think he's enjoying himself. So the basic problem is the BJP's core supporters, the Hindus, are alienated to an extent. Language is another issue, anti-incumbency another issue. Another issue which what people feel is that Modi is not strong enough. Now this is the erudite class, the educated class who are observing politics throughout, who feel that the BJP could have done better in Bangladesh and could have done better by showing a more positive approach in world politics. Now, many Indians feel, why should BJP be supporting Iran of all the places? Why India should be supporting Iran? And people talk, a lot of commentators come and say, Iran has been a friend for centuries. I don't think they're a friend. They've been part of the OIC, a resolution which condemned India and Kashmir. They haven't really supported openly that Kashmir is a part of India. And many times they have gone and said a lot of absurd things about India. And Iran is an extremist Islamic regime. I don't think they really gel with the Hindu thought. Another thing is, the erudited feel that Modi has to decide whether he is to go with Russia or he is to go with America. And fact remains that many erudite people feel that India is not a match to China and will never be. Now you have got economy of 4 trillion and China has got an economy of 20 trillion. Even if you are growing at the rate of 6 to 8% and the Chinese go at 2%, you can calculate yourself mathematically how many decades it will ever take if India ever catches up to China. Secondly, the BJP is something which is going into encouraging fiscalist tendencies in India by talking of caste. I think BJP is the biggest culprit as it selects candidates not on merit but on the basis of caste, in particular in Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh. Now, these are supposed to be the BJP strongholds, but the BJP on its own cannot win these states on their own might. At least Bihar, they can't win at all without allies. Same thing with Maharashtra. So BJP is facing an incumbency. I think the government servants are not too happy with them, and there's no clarity on the next pay commission, what's going to come, what's not going to come. The Indian economy is booming, but at the same time, people like Adani have gone and made billions and billions. It's a good thing. He's doing a good job for India. I think the people who are rich, should be given a little bit of leeway, less of taxes, and the reason should be very clear that they are the ones who have the money to invest. So if you're going to cut the golden goose, then India doesn't move forward. So the BJP is undecided on its economic policy. It doesn't know what it wants to do. It's undecided on its foreign policy. And Narendra Modi, I think, is one of the very good prime ministers India has had. But all that will be washed out because when the 2029 election comes, it's not going to be easy for the BJP. Well, gentlemen, I think I made my points clear. The BJP is going to face a backlash in 29, and unless they do a miracle, I don't see them winning at all in that uh, time. They already bungled once in the 24 election where they said up ki bar 400 par and they ended at 240. And this time, if they try any more slogans like this, they might end up at 140. And the chances are they will. Well, gentlemen, I hope you like my video. Please share it with your friends and come back for more. I will close now. Goodbye. God bless and Jai Hind.